Hey guys, now the gameplay is almost over. I just need to make some changes and try to make sure we add in some animations, which is like adding some spices on the top and making sure your dish looks very nice. Similarly, we'll add animations. It's very easy using CSS, and I know a library which I use very often is called animate.css. I'll also share the URL with you in the resources section. You can go and play along, and as you can see, you can have multiple animations. You can just click on it and it should animate for you. Of course, you can go and practice whatever you want. You can select how it works. You can read about it on the GitHub, and I will just use it using a CDN. So if you see in out here, I've already added the library out here from the CDN.js. CDN.js is basically a central repository where famous or very used libraries are stored so that you can access it for any of your sites, and you don't have to include it in your website. All you have to do is pass in the URL from the CDN and it will be rendered from there. Of course, it's a specific version and it's minified, so it's smaller version. Now, that being said, the way we can use it is, let's say I go to the field section. I go to the field section and I can add a class and animated, and let's say I add a zoom in. Let's save it, let's run it, and you can see this block got zoomed in. So if I need to add that on every of the elements, I can just do zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, saved, and you can see everything got created except the first one because I did a cut versus a copy, the basics. Okay, so I got all of the four animated. Very easy, right? All I had to do is pass in two CSS classes and everything worked for me. Similarly, what we can do is for the hide, when we select something, it just appears. Let's try to add in animation out here too. The way we can do it is, because we are adding the CSS class only in the results, which means when the results come up, we can add a CSS class out here. So let's say after dot class list dot add, and here we can add the CSS class animated, and then let's add the other class which was zoom in. I say let's say zoom in down, so it's easier, and it's a little different. It's not the same, so it's not the same boring stuff. Of course, you can play ahead, go and play with this animation as much as you want, and this is how it looks like. See that? Very easy. Now that completes our game. It was very easy to complete it. And if you have any questions around it, I'm sure we learned a lot in this game. How to add animations, how to add styling, how to use random numbers, how to sort them in an array, how to use objects. So we put all of these that we learned into practice with this very simple and a small game. Now, as an assignment, what I would give it to you is, you can add a score, which means how many times the user comes in, and whenever I have a score, let's say I just need to create a variable and try to track the score. Every time I get a correct answer, I have a correct score. Every time I get a wrong answer, I have a wrong score, and I have a total, which is the difference of correct minus the wrong. And as a user, I should always try to stay in the positives. So that was about the assignment, and you can complete your assignment, share me the code. You can just upload it to some Git repository and give me the URL, or you can probably put a zip file and share it to me. In any case, let me know how it works for you. If it works for you, just send me a screenshot. Even that should be good enough. And if not, if you need help, I can do a video on how to do it. But I would expect you to do it after going through all the lectures. And just don't give up. Try it and ask me any questions in the Q&A section. I'll help you as much as possible. So thank you so much for this real world example of a game. And if you also have more ideas and the innovations that we talked about initially, try and implement this and surprise me in the Q&A section with what your implementation is. I'll see you later.